number one spot. Pushing my rap like a pusher on the block. Holding my ground, sucker mamas get lost. Bottom moving straight to the top. Pull up for the number one spot. Rap like a pusher on the block. Ground, sucker mamas get lost. Coming from the bottom, moving straight to the top. Coming with the pull up for the number one spot. Pushing my rap like a pusher on the block. Holding my ground, sucker mamas get lost. Coming from the bottom, moving straight to the top. Coming with the pull up for the number one spot. Pushing my rap like a pusher on the block. Holding my ground, sucker mamas get lost. Coming from the bottom, moving straight to the top. Coming with the pull up for the number one spot. Pushing my rap like a pusher on the block. Holding my ground, sucker mamas get lost. Coming from the bottom, moving straight to the top. Coming with the pull up for the number one spot. Pushing my rap like a pusher on the block. Holding my ground, sucker mamas get lost. Coming from the bottom, moving straight to the top. Coming with the pull up for the number one spot. Pushing my rap like a pusher on the block. Holding my ground, sucker papas get lost. Coming from the bottom, moving straight to the top. Coming with the pull up for the number one spot. Pushing my rap like a pusher on the block. Holding my ground, sucker papas get lost. Coming from the bottom, moving straight to the top. Coming with the pull up for the number one spot. Pushing my rap like a pusher on the block. Holding my ground, sucker papas get lost. Coming from the bottom, moving straight to the top. Coming with the pull up for the number one spot. Pushing my rap like a pusher on the block. Holding my ground, sucker papas get lost.
The beats, the rhymes, the raps, yeah.
Pushing my rap like a pusher on the block.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey Ken.
Yes.
How'd you meet TJ, Starman?
A friend of ours dragged us into Durban from the farm and said, "We got this club for you to play called Jam and Sons. It's an old reggae bar, probably doesn't exist anymore." But we went in there, set up, started playing, and TJ was there. And after a few songs, he asked if we could take photos of us. And then during a break, he sat down with us and said, "Hey, I want to promote you guys. Where are you from?" And I said, "Well, California. What are you doing here?" All that stuff. And really nice guy, very proactive, surfer, a DJ. But we said, "Yeah, if you want to promote us, great." And within 72 hours, we were on the front page of the Natal Mercury News. And we were getting radio interviews at Capital Radio. So yeah, he was very helpful. He really helped us a lot in gaining traction in the Durban area.
Paul Harper, station with the Afritude.
Yes, Paul Harper was one of the DJs who interviewed us. The other one, the first guy who interviewed us was Dixie Nkula,
Oh.
a Zulu guy. He was really cool too.
So where'd you guys stay on the road?
And we stayed everywhere. We used to fall asleep in the truck, as you remember, Heather used to fall asleep in between us and wake up and know where we were. Yeah, and I mean everywhere from chicken coops, farm shacks, to beachfront mansions. You know, stayed in the Tecticon dorm rooms, Victoria. Just used to sleep under the stage or the back of the truck. You all had a nasty habit of collecting money after the show and taking off with the truck and a girl.
And girl.
Leave us stranded with our gear at some club, but people were really nice and used to take us to their places. Some of the beachfront homes were my favorites, obviously, Obos and Peggy's Surf Shack in J Bay. The Shell Ultra City guys in Plettenberg Bay, they had a beautiful place on the ocean with a hot tub. And Hana's place on Leisure Island is nice. It's probably my favorite place, just gorgeous. I'd like to thank all the young ladies that let me spend the night there too. And we also got to spend the night at Victoria Zoo with Lappies and just takes down the lion pits at night.
Did you pet the kitty?
Well, big cats are dangerous. A little pussy never really hurt anybody, but big cats are dangerous.
We got the #1 spot, we got it now. We gonna keep the groove on, we gonna move around. We gonna keep it on, we going for the top. It's just the way we do it, we gonna rock.
We're gonna Hey Teach, just wanted to speak a little bit about Top 7 album and tracks, so here goes. So Top 7 released Interstellar Travelers in January, the 19th of January this year, 2019. The album was recorded at Record Studios. I used a producer that I worked with 20 years ago, and yeah, we decided to cut the album into 2 parts. Being progressive metal, the songs are pretty long. Some of the songs are 5 and 6 minutes long. So we cut the album into 2. Basically, we published the first album as an EP. Spoke to our record label and they said we'll go ahead with 6 tracks and then another 6 tracks later this year. So that is how the Interstellar Travelers album came into being. We usually get asked, what on earth is Top 7? Well, there is a scale called the Kardashev scale, and this is a scale that represents the level of civilization. Top 1, Top 2, Top 3. Top 1 being a civilization such as the human race that is still burning fossil fuels on their own planet. Top 2, civilization able to harness energy outside of their planet. Top 3, Top 4, Top 5. When you get to Top 6, it's very hard to understand and explain, and very, very interesting. That is how we got the name Top 7. It's a derivative from the Kardashev scale. So the album explores all types of themes, but the album explores consciousness. There's psychological elements of the album, and there's a very ambient and spacey theme. So some of the songs, let's go through them. The first song on the album is called The World of Lies. Originally did a video for The World of Lies. It's a post-apocalyptic type of theme. Are We Alone is the follow-up track. Are We Alone, right? It speaks for itself. In Dreams was a very interesting track. That song was written in a space where, if I had to explain it more particularly, it's almost like before I would wake up, sometimes I would get these vivid lyrics and hear these guitar riffs, and an hour or 2 later they're gone. I can't remember what it was. So I started to go to sleep and put a notebook next to where I slept, so that when this happened I would be able to document the riffs. And In Dreams was well captured. It was something that I dreamt about, and managed to document and write down the lyrics, and that's the next track on the album. We did a cover on Most Surfaces. That is a cover of a band called The Gathering. They went on, the singer of The Gathering, Annika van Giesbergen. I'm a big fan of hers. We're a big fan of hers. We got into her through the Devon Townsend project. Followed it back and came across this beautiful song. Decided to do a cover of that. So On Most Services is not released. You can catch that on our Facebook and YouTube channels as well. You will get Sleeping for Eons, real metal track. We have choirs inside Sleeping for Eons, and by that stage in the album, there starts to be there's some cohesion in the album in terms of the space and type of theme, and there's some complex lyrics and ideas that we're exploring in the Interstellar Travelers album. You start to pick up that there's continuity in the production, so when you push play on the album, we would like the listener to sit and zone out for that 45 minutes of listening and experience that continuity of the Interstellar Travelers. A lot of time and thought has gone into that. A couple more tracks on there. We just did a music video for In the Dreams. We shot that in blazing heat, snakes and spiders, a real remote location. It was really hard to get our stuff down to the site. We actually drove as far as we could, and we had to hike down with our gear, some tents and some people to help us get the shots that we wanted. Unfortunately, we didn't get everything we wanted, so we had to wait for the weather to be fitting to go do it again. So that is In Dreams. In Dreams is on YouTube, again, Instagram, Facebook page. You can catch that video. A real good representation of what Type 7 sounds like. This idea of ancient sound meeting future civilization, and of course with injections of complex lyrical content, makes up for a very unique sound. So check out the song. We're very proud of it. The song we did a couple months ago. The Interstellar Traveler is the title track on the album. That's out there as well. And anyway, you can get the tracks just about anywhere. Just do a Google search for Type-7 and give the album a listen to. It'd be nice to hear from you guys wherever you connect with us. And Elements will be out in a couple months' time.
and you're spinning around.
This goes on all the time. I sit here and wait for this to drop. What's the sound like for you? It's a different sound?
Nice.
We went up to Johannesburg and spent time in arguably the best studio of its time up there in Johannesburg. With I'll never forget they had this huge desk, mixing desk, which had flying faders in it. And you record a song and mix the different levels with the faders, and then hit a button, those faders would reset themselves and just be moving along the desk, which was state of the art at that time.
You can hear it in the mixing, the production, everything. That second album was world class in its production. So for me, it was way more exciting than the first album. The first album we were learning, and by the second album we pretty much knew our way around the studio.
At the time, we only had about 6 or 7 songs, so we didn't have enough. So we put the demos together, and then the next thing we were in the studio doing it. So it took a lot of rehearsals, but by the time we got there, we were geared up for the album itself. So in 2 weeks, the whole band recorded the basic tracks, and then I think Alistair came up and spent another 2 to 3 weeks after that doing all the mixing and doing the final touches and the vocals. But just that solid 2-week period of just long hours in the studio and in the evening was really awesome to do.
And the first album we recorded in a leafy suburb in Westville in the back of someone's home. Here we were in the heart of Sandton City, and it was a massive cavernous studio with lots of expensive equipment, wood paneling all over the place, beautiful carpets, and accomplished technicians and people with lots of experience. So obviously the pressure was on us to produce something amazing. But I think, we just decided, the four of us realized very quickly that we were out of our depth, but I think we decided that we were going to have fun, and we did.
The two different albums, right? The first album was very raw and raspy, and it lent itself to those songs for sure. And the second album, you can see the sound was more refined. It was bigger sound. We had a lot of different layering of different guitarists that came in, session musicians, different lyrics that came in and did vocal work with Alistair, which was incredible.
Crystal blue reflects from the sky. She'll surface once more, now destined to die. Sweat and diesel hunting her down, placing baby at the lost and found.
Favorite song from that album is definitely a song called Crystal Blue that was co-written with a friend of mine in the Seychelles at the time. I was there with him. We were doing the fireworks for the change of government. We'd seen a documentary on TV about whaling and how they were battling to get the Japanese at the time to sign that sort of moratorium to say that we're going to stop whaling. And it was just a heartfelt a song about whales, about whaling and the woes of it.
I don't know, just play. Look at the fucking BBC standing over there, look at that.
It's quite last night, no, he's got a search on it.
Had a brother drove a Boonville Cadillac.
favorite song of that album is a pretty easy one. It's Butterfly Angel, which I had dedicated to my father. I'd written the chords on it on acoustic, and I spent many nights with Gavin co-writing it and finishing it up. I remember sitting at his living room with his keyboards and piano, actually I think it was, working on different parts of it and melodies and whatnot, and it's close to my heart to listen to the lyrics. They're pretty self-explanatory. I actually still play that song a lot in the US to this day, and I play it probably twice a month.
From a piano and a bass line initially, and then some vocals that came afterwards, and then the band adding their touch to it, and the way that Alistair sang it, and the way the whole thing was put together, and having Wendy Oldfield doing the backing vocals on it. It was really, I think, a great single and a great song, and still today, when I hear it, I still think, even if it were released now, it'll still be a hit song it was.
I see you on a rainbow in the sky. I'll see you reach down and touch the sky. I'll see you on a rainbow in the sky. I'll see you, my beautiful butterfly.
My favourite track off the album would be track number 3. It's called Laugh.
I met a girl who likes to make me happy every day. Then I bought a ring and hopefully she'll never go away.
And I think that song just epitomised Arapaho starting to find its own unique sound. Always loved the driving, punchy rhythm section, combined with the way Alistair sang the vocals. It was very smooth, very drawn out, almost an indie pop type sound, and I think the two worked really well together, and it was always a great song to play live.
Then I took the time to think about the senseless game we played.
And I'd always felt that had Arapaho gone forward and produced another album, I think that combination of those two genres would have certainly formed the basis of our sound going forward.
We had done an album before, we had been touring together, we'd been playing together. So as a band, I think that we were a lot more polished in what we were doing, and I think it actually shows on the album.
So it was better, without a doubt, for me.
That month together and just producing the art and having fun and I think being out of our depth made it extra special. It was amazing.
Stoked to have spent those precious times with my bandmates, putting something that I believe was special and meaningful together. And it will last a long time, at least in my mind, in my heart. So yeah, good times.
The show is over now, the stars will all fade away. I'll give you everything if you want me to. I'll give my life to you, my girl, if you love me too. That's for sure. Does anybody here know who Jimi Hendrix is? Can you see me, baby, singing this song to you? Can you see me, baby, singing this song to you? And if you see me pretty, baby, won't you come home like you're supposed to do? Can you see me, baby, begging you on my knees? Can you see me, pretty baby, begging you on my knees? And if you see me begging, baby, you've seen the future of 1,000 years. Can you see me, baby, singing this song to you? Can you see me, pretty baby, singing this song to you? And if you see me, pretty baby, won't you come home like you're supposed to do? A big wind came and blew down my life. It came from the south and cuts with the edge of a knife. Snow white Peruvians calling my name. A million miles an hour, boys, and I'm playing the game. Zaya's got me, twisted banditos at my door. Wanna do a line, 'cause I'm playing it back for more. Zaya's got me, twisted banditos at my door. Wanna do a line, 'cause I'm playing it back for more. Robbed me of my life in my search for some kicks. 'Cause I played the game and ignored all those tricks. 'Cause tambourine rattles one last time, sweet wind carries its decline. Time to pick up the pieces of my broken life. Zaya's got me, twisted banditos at my door. Wanna do a line, and I'm playing it back for more. Zaya's got me, twisted banditos at my door. Wanna do a line, and I'm coming back for more. It's a badass mother, renegade from the wicked wonder. It's time to pick up the pieces of my broken life. It's a badass mother, renegade from the wicked wonder. Time to pick up the pieces of my broken life. Desires got me twisted pantyhose at my door. Want to a line, and I'm coming back for more. Desires got me twisted pantyhose at my door. Want to a line, and I'm playing it back for more.
So the military and civilian agencies alike determined to do the job as a democracy should, with real consideration for the people involved.